Hello and welcome to another edition of AttractWell Office Hours. I'm Coach Ashley. Today we're joined by founder of AttractWell, Greg Kilwine. Hey, Greg.
Hey, everybody. We're so glad you're here.
We are thrilled to have you here today. Today we're talking about text marketing in AttractWell and how you can use text, not just for marketing, but also just for your general outreach and communication with your clients and your general list, of course, and being able to send out messages that are promotional as well. So I'm curious to hear where you guys are in the world as you're coming in. Let us know where you're coming in from, who you help, what your business is. And of course, would love to know as well if you currently use any kind of text marketing or looking to use text marketing to reach out and connect with your people. We are going to be going through some slides today, but just a quick little bit of housekeeping up here at the top. This is a free live session that we host every single week at 2 p.m. Eastern US time. And it's for anybody who is an expert in a topic, who has a business based on their expertise. If you are a coach, if you are a consultant, if you are a service-based business, if you are a practitioner of any kind, and you want to have a place where everything that you need to sell and share and show what you do on the web, just all in one nice little package without having to go and pay for 17 kinds of software that you got to learn how to use in all those different places, spending thousands of dollars a month and way more hours than you ever wanted to. AttractWell is your solution. And today, one of the things that we're going to get into is how this fully integrated sort of ecosystem for your business that is AttractWell can be used for text. So reaching people right in their pockets. All right, so let's go into the chat and see who's here and what we got going on. We've got hello, real estate in Colorado. We got Utah, Minnesota, Bay Area. Hey, what's up, Marvin? Automotive Alliance. Really impressed with what you've been doing. Let's see, Renee hasn't used texting yet. We've got Chicago suburbs. All right, awesome. Well, Greg is in North Dakota. I'm in New York City. We're thrilled to have you here wherever you are in the world. And of course, we look forward to learning more about you and your business. We're going to go ahead and get out of video for right now and into our slides. And then we'll come back and join you in video once we're done, once we've got through these slides here. I'm going to go ahead and open up my Q&A box so I can see any questions that come in while we're doing this. Okay. Now on to the training. All right, so today in AttractWell Office Hours, we're talking about text marketing with AttractWell. So what we'll do today is get into the basics of text marketing, what it is, and then some best practices for text marketing, and then our done for you system. I've actually created a system that you can use to collect new text leads and to get just a touch more information from them so they aren't just a number in your contact manager. And we'll go through that here on our call as well today. If you are on our list for AttractWell Office Hours, you did receive that resource bundle with the reminder email that went out for this live call. And if you don't have it yet, don't worry, we'll be sharing it in the chat, and it will be available in the description box on our YouTube channel for the replay. And as always, we do have live help and Q&A. We'll have that time set aside after we go through our slides and our training today. So let us know what you do. Who do you help? Tell us about your business. Leave us a comment. And if you have questions, if you came here, you're working on something in your business and you are looking for some feedback, some help, or just, trying to orient yourself around where to get started, add those questions to the Q&A. We're here for you on this call to help you. This is a live work session, not just an opportunity to get trained, but an opportunity to actually move past whatever it is that's got you stuck with getting things done in your business. And if you'd like to work together live and you want to actually set that time aside for a future call like this one, we are Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern US time. You don't have to necessarily be here in person. If you submit and share what it is you'd like to have reviewed ahead of time, you could certainly do that here. Go to attractwell.com/work review, and you can have that dedicated space set aside for us to work together on a call just like this one. And then finally, if you aren't on this list yet, what are you doing? attractwell.com/office hours. You'll get notified of every new training that we have coming up. You'll get reminders to call with a link to hop on the Zoom like our friends are here today. And then of course, you'll get the replays and be the first to receive any of the templates and great things that we give away to folks who join in and learn. So make sure you hop on this list if you haven't already. All right, so question for you guys. Are you using text marketing to reach your people? What does that look like for you? Are you using text marketing? Maybe they're reminders for your appointments or for events that you're hosting. We've got some not yets, right? There's a couple of different cool ways that you can use AttractWell for reaching out to your people, both for your sort of maintenance and communication connection, as well as for marketing. We'll get into those today. So curious. All right, we got some no's. We're kind of exploring this, right? So for those of us who are, definitely feel free to share what you're sharing when you are texting and who that is. Is it for your leads? Is it for your clients? Right? Let us know. And now we're going to get into our text marketing basics. So let's get into the very, very basics here of text message marketing. We have two different kinds of text message marketing. One is SMS, that means short message service. What this is 160 characters per message. There's nothing else included with it. No images, no, voice recordings, nothing like that, just 160 characters max. Okay, that's short message service. This is the OG text message. This is the original, right? That's what it is. Now, if you've got smart devices, you have a different kind. Oh, and by the way, with AttractWell, we operate on a system that's referred to as marketing credits. And if you go to attractwell.com, you look at the pricing page, you can see what your plan level is and how many marketing credits you get per month on that plan. I can show you here on our call today how you can go and boost those marketing credits if you need to use more one month as opposed to the next. You can actually add those there as well. So a simple short message is going to be 15 marketing credits per SMS, right? 160 characters or less. MMS is multimedia messaging. So this is where we include things like photos, right? Or small files attached to your messages. And that's going to be 160 or more characters, including images and small files. And with AttractWell, these MMS messages are 40 marketing credits per MMS when images or files are included. Okay. Now, two-way texting is a final thing that we do here, which is really cool. Two-way texting is a way for you to be communicating back and forth with someone directly on your AttractWell platform where it's all connected to your CRM. This is unlimited one-on-one messages. And so it works kind of like like Messenger on social media, except you're sitting at your computer or you're on the AttractWell app or using your phone or whatever, and you're chatting straight from your dashboard, and they're receiving those messages on their phone. Okay, so let's talk about how texts are sent. We have a couple of primary ways our texts go out to contacts. The first one we're going to cover are campaigns. Now, what campaigns are, just generally speaking, are a way for you to take a set of messages and to drip them out at intervals over a period of time. Campaigns are also how you send out one or more messages after somebody has performed an action that triggers something like this to happen. So that would mean they maybe register for something on a landing page or a page, or they've clicked an automation button, something like that. A campaign would be the thing that triggers to send an email, or in this case, a text to that person. And if you have more messages you want to share or send, they can go out one day later, maybe another a week later, and so on. So campaigns sent via text will look a bit like this. If someone texts into your AttractWell phone number, in this case, they texted the word hello, and a campaign message goes out to them automatically. Now, this is part of the system I'm going to be sharing with you that we've created for you today here on the call. What they did was they texted hello. And if we look over here on the right-hand side, we have a campaign in AttractWell. It's called Sign Up for Text Invitation. And when they text hello, they're going to get this first message right away that says, hey, they're excited to share with you. Head over here now to complete the sign up process. And we're sending them over to a landing page. Now, there is a second message that's going to go out the following day if the person doesn't take this step and click that link. Okay, so what you're seeing over here on the left is what this looks like in chat in AttractWell, right? When you open it up, you'll actually see who the person is or their phone number in this case, because we don't know them yet. They said hello and they get this automatic text. Okay, so the contact texts in that short code, in this case, hello into your AttractWell number. And then the campaign associated with that short code will now send to that contact. Now, the second piece of the puzzle here is this page or landing page. So when people actually text, they text you in this case, and this is the system you're actually going to be receiving again today, they're going to text in the word hello, and then they're going to be told to come and click this link. They click this link, now they go to a landing page on their phone where they can put in their name, email, and phone. And now you don't just have their phone number, you've also got their name and potentially their email. Once they do that, you can now see that the second message sends to them that says, hey, you're now in the loop. Add me to your contacts now if you haven't already. Excited to share with you. So when a contact adds their name and number to a page or landing page, the campaign that's attached to that will now start to send, provided that the campaign is enabled or set up to send as a text message. Because remember, you can also send email from your AttractWell dashboard as well. All right, manual actions can also trigger sending texts to your contacts. The first way is if you manually act. So if you filter your contacts for a tag, for instance, so you want to filter to identify a segment of your list, and you can use bulk actions to apply a text-enabled campaign to those contacts. And then, of course, from that point forward, those contacts would then begin receiving those campaign messages as the campaign is designed to deliver. Another way that you can do this is for the contact taking an action, right? Where they can start to receive text messages from you based on an action they perform. And in this case, you can create an automation. And we do have a full training on automations on our YouTube channel if you want to learn about how those work. Create an automation that applies a text-enabled campaign to that contact. And that automation would be linked in an email or on a vault page or something like that. And the contact would click that link, and then that would trigger that text campaign to begin sending. So any contacts who click that automation link would start receiving the campaign that the automation includes. All right, so let's talk about how texts are sent with broadcast messages in AttractWell. Now, where campaigns are a series of messages that you have written out and set up as a campaign ahead of time, a broadcast is something that you do more on the fly. So this would be something that pertains to one-time occurrences, or maybe weekly digests. I wrote a new blog post, that kind of thing. That's what you're going to use for a broadcast message. And so if you wanted to send a text message or a broadcast to one person, here's what it would look like. You would filter your contacts or search for a specific contact. There is a text icon and a mail icon. Click the text one. From there, you're going to compose a text and then send or schedule that text to send at the time that you want it to send. You can, of course, also use the same set of steps to broadcast to many people. You would, again, be filtering your contacts for the segment of your list that you want to be sending this text out to. You would choose your actions. You would select text from those actions. And then, of course, you would compose and then send or schedule to send that text. Now, with two-way texting, it's super straightforward. Basically, your contact is going to text your AttractWell number directly. You would then click your chat button, and I'll show you where this is in just a moment. It's just in the top right corner of your AttractWell dashboard. You click chat, and then you can reply directly and send a new message. And just like using DMs on social media here, only it's just you and your contact manager and them on their phone, right? So let's get into some best practices of using text marketing, or just utilizing text, period. First, it's going to be very similar to the general rules of email marketing, and that is you should have permission. If they haven't said, please send me text updates, then you should not be texting them marketing, right? If you're sending something direct to them, you're chatting with them directly, that's a whole other thing. But don't just drop a campaign onto somebody who never gave you permission, because then you're going to wind up getting, they'll unsubscribe and they will potentially mark you as spam, which is not a good thing for you, right? Then also importantly, you want to keep the content that you are sharing in context with the permission that you've been given. So if they said, sure, you can keep me up to date on your weekly live calls. If you have a holiday promotional series of texts that you want to send out, Just because that person said yes to an event doesn't mean that they say yes to this. Give them an opportunity to say yes, right? And then importantly, oh, this is so important. If it doesn't look like it came from a friend, don't send. This is true for email. This is true for text. It's easy to get over branded in what we do and to really kind of position ourselves as something different than just another human, right? And the fact is, regardless of what your business does, people want to feel like humans being heard and seen and felt by other humans. And so the more human we can be in the way that we communicate, the better we're going to be received and the more people are going to pay attention. It's actually kind of contrary. The more work you put into making something extra special, frilly, and fluffy, especially if you are in any way a personal brand or a thought leader in what you do, it's not going to benefit you to make yourself as fancy as a shoe company makes themselves when they're sending out content, right? It actually makes sense to send stuff that feels like and looks like it's coming from a friend. Okay, end rant. All right, so the other thing that we want to make sure that we do here is to opt to get names with numbers. And that's why we've created this resource that I'm going to be sharing and walking with you through today. Because when somebody texts in a code to receive something from you, we're just getting their phone number, right? We're not getting their phone number and their name or necessarily associating it with their contact information that we may already have from them, right? So we do want to kind of route people over to a place where we can then know who they are. We can use our personalization tags when we text them, so it can really feel like it came from a friend, because now when you send a text out to them, you can call them by their first name, which is not something that you're able to do if you're just sending a message out to folks who you only have a phone number for. So the text marketing system that I've created for you guys today, it goes as follows. First, we've got a resource bundle. Make sure you claim this. If you already have a confirmation page, you could certainly use it here in lieu of the one that I've provided. Although I would recommend in any case that on your confirmation page, you make some minor edits to also include that they might want to check their text messages. Right? So make sure that you claim your bundle here when you're signed into your AttractWell account. And then here's how this is going to work. First, your contact is going to text the word hello to your AttractWell phone number. Once they do that, they're going to receive a message, and that is the first of 2 messages from the sign up for text invitation campaign. That message is going to send them a link to this text updates landing page that includes a call to action, right? It says, hey, click here. There's one more step. And then this campaign sends a second message 1 day later if they haven't done this yet. If they haven't actually gone over to the landing page and opted themselves in, they're going to get this reminder to go to the landing page and put in their full information, right? So when they actually click that link in the first text that goes out, they're going to go to a landing page where they're entering their name, their email, and their phone number. And then the next confirmation or the next campaign will go out that says, hey, you got it, you're in. Thanks for signing up, right? And of course, they're sent to a confirmation page because we did send them to a page on which we wanted them to opt in. All right, so now you have a lead who said yes to text, and you have their name and probably their email as well. Now, when it's time for you to text your list, so you're the segment of your list that said yes to text, when it's time to text them, if you're using this system, we're tagging them with text updates, right? Because these are people who are opting in to get text updates from you. And I'll show you where that happens here in just a bit. So we're filtering our contacts for text updates. Then we're going to go to bulk actions, and we're either going to apply a text-based campaign, or we're going to compose a new text and send it or schedule it. Now, you can claim this bundle multiple times for multiple purposes, right? So if you want to, and this is something we were chatting on a previous call about, If you go to networking events, for instance, you might want to set up a replicate of this system where on that landing page, they're not just getting tagged with text updates, but perhaps they're getting tagged with text updates and Toastmasters or BNI or whatever your networking group name might be. And so now, instead of the old way of taking someone's phone number into your phone and then forgetting, and now you've got a half stranger in your phone and no context to reach out to them, you can actually tell someone when you meet them, when you're out there in the world belly to belly, and you can say, hey, just text hello to, and then you say whatever your AttractWell number is. And when they do that, they're automatically in your system. And you could even use your automation in this bundle to attach a follow-up plan to remind you to maybe reach out to this person because you just met them, right? And to really kind of follow up and keep that opportunity going for the conversation so that you can move toward next steps in your pipeline, right? So let's talk about some different ways to use this resource. For in-person events, right? If you are at a trade show, for instance, this is the kind of thing that you could also potentially maybe share from stage if you're speaking. Here's this phone number, text the word hello, right? If you're out and about in the world and you just want to collect leads, if you know your AttractWell phone number, you say, text the word hello to this phone number. And then of course, tell them, make sure that you click the link in the message that comes to you so you can put your name and other information in there and we'll be in touch, right? Another way that you can use this, and I would just use the landing page forward. You don't necessarily have to say text this number to this, text this word to this number. You could also use this to get permission from existing segments of your list to send them new content, right? So maybe you've got folks who signed up for your blog, but you want to do like a special series of text message check-ins over, the month of January, because you're going to be, keeping yourself accountable and you want to invite them to be accountable with you. And so you can let them maybe text the word resolution to you, and they'll now be on the list after they opt in and everything. Now they'll be on the list to receive those daily texts that maybe you'll send out in January, right? That kind of thing. And then of course you can have people subscribe for updates for you via text, which is really kind of what this generally is made for, is to get people subscribed for updates with you and for you to not just have a phone number from them, but for you to have all of their pertinent info, their name, their email address, and so on. Okay, so you can just, as I mentioned, you can skip the text in code and just share the landing page if you're going to be sharing the opportunity to get on your text list virtually. So if you're going to be emailing about this, you can just share a link to that landing page. Or if you're going to be texting it out for new permission, you could also share that way as well. All right, so let's go and check out this resource and explore more options in AttractWell and then get into any kind of live help you guys might be interested in. So first, I'm going to head over here to our AttractWell dashboard. And we're going to get started on this. So first things first, you are going to find in resource bundles, you're going to want to go to my claimed and you'll be able to find the resource bundle here. Another thing that you could do, of course, is type in the word text if you've claimed your resource bundle already. And this is the, well, it's not going to look like this for you. It's going to look just like this when you claim it. So you're just going to click this button and check the box and you're going to get access to these. Again, if you already have a confirmation page that you're happy with, do make sure that you include verbiage that says check your phone, right? Check your email or your phone for updates from me. But anyway, that's there. So once you have all of this done, let's first go take a look at the automation, because the automation really is the thing that ties all of this together. And that's the sign up for text updates automation. So if I go to settings here, and I go to automations, I'm going to type in the word text. And you can see this is what it's going to look like for you. So what happens here is when somebody texts the word hello to this campaign, and let's go take a look at it. When someone texts hello to this campaign, the reason why this works is because set up as text only, and the text and keyword is hello. If you wanted to make a copy of this bundle, you want to reclaim this and use this system for other purposes, you could have this invitation be for BNI, right? Or for, whatever the name might be. But anyway, we're going to have text and keyword hello here. And then, of course, we want to have our messages go out first immediately, and then a reminder a day later. You can add additional messages to this if you want to. So I've just put this here for my reference. This is going to send them the landing page. And here it is. Hey there, excited to share with you. Head over here now to complete the sign up process. You can, of course, change this to your liking. But basically what's going to happen here is you want to set the expectation that, okay, they've texted hello, but you can say, hey, there's one more thing I need you to do, right? That's basically what we're trying to do here is say, hey, there's one more thing I need you to do. Click this so that I can have, get you fully into my contacts, right? Something like that will work just fine. So that's going to go out on immediately when somebody texts in hello to your AttractWell number. And then the second day, if they have not done it yet, they're going to receive this. And it's just a quick reminder, and it's here. Hey, just one more step so I can send you the info you want. Follow this link to get that done, and feel free to text back if you have any questions. And then, of course, again, a link to that landing page. So let's go take a look at the landing page itself, which is going to be right over here. And that is part of what you've got in your resource bundle here. Just type in the word text and you can find it. All right, you can, of course, change the image here if you'd like to. And you've got all of this great information here that you can change as well. You can change the button, copy, whatever you'd like. So if we go to settings, you can see there's no campaign attached here, and that's because we're having an automation do all of the heavy work here. So the automation is connected to this landing page. So what's going to happen is, so somebody texts hello and they receive that first message. It sends them to this page. After they put in their information here and they click this button, this automation triggers. And let's go back over to the automation just to recap here. What's going to happen is that first campaign that they received that has that reminder message, it's removed. So they don't get the reminder message. They then get a new campaign that's just basically going to confirm to them that they have done this successfully. We're also going to remove that hello tag just to clean things up. And we're adding them to the tag text updates. So you've got a segment of your list that's clearly defined for text update send, right? So that's basically it. So we've got that. And let's take a look here at this confirmation campaign so you can see this as well. I'll show you the settings just so you can see that it is also set up to be a text only campaign. We're not using a text and keyword for this one because it is actually set up to connect straight to a page. All right, so here's our confirmation message that goes out immediately after somebody fills out their information on the landing page. It says you're now in the loop. Definitely add me to your contacts now if you haven't already. Excited to share it with you. Quick tip, this would turn this from an SMS to an MMS. But if you'd like to do this, you can save your VCF contact card file, right? So definitely Google how to find and save my VCF contact card, depending on what kind of device you're using. Follow those instructions so that you have a VCF file. Then go over here to More Rich, upload a file, and actually upload that VCF file right here. And then once you have it, copy it from your files, right? So just copy the link from your files. Of course, you don't need anything in the body here. Delete it if it's there. And then you could paste it right here. And you can actually automatically send your contact card out to people who reach this point in this process, which would be a pretty cool thing to do. Anyway, so this is just a single message campaign that goes out after somebody has put their information onto this landing page. They're now tagged with text updates. And now moving forward, you're actually able to go into your contacts and filter for tags. So in this case, we'll do text updates. We'll filter for text updates. And there's Jane, and I'm going to go here and I'm going to send her a text and say, hello, how are you? and I'm going to send that text to a contact. And actually, I don't have this. This is a dummy account right here. But anyway, that's basically what you're going to do. So, and then once you get into chat, and by the way, if you don't have this yet, if you don't have your AttractWell phone number set up, please do set it up. All you have to do is go right here to chat, and it's going to give you a prompt. See this one, I think this account has one set up already. This will actually take you to a page where you can then select your phone number. You're actually able to select a phone number with numbers of your choosing if you want to try to spell something out, if you want to use a particular area code or first 3 digits or whatever that might be, you can set that up. And then, of course, once you have that, that now is the phone number that you will receive texts at. And I would recommend you as well to go click on your name here and update the phone number on your website to reflect the number that you have created in chat here. Right. And then once you've got that all set up, then you're actually able to chat directly back and forth. Forgive my slow computer today. You're actually able to chat directly back and forth with your person, just like you would if you were in the DMs on social media, and what you're doing is texting their phone, but it feels like you're just sitting at your computer and typing or using your device. And of course, all of those messages are things that you can reference back to, and it's all under one roof. So whereas in the DMs, you're trying to keep track of, oh, what did I say? And when is it time to follow up? All of your chat history is something that you're going to be able to access with your leads or your contacts, your clients, from right here in your dashboard. Right. And that's basically it. So if you want to make this your own, definitely make sure that you have the system basically set up to where the automation that's here is reflective of the actions that you want to take. And then, of course, yeah, just make it your own from there. It's pretty straightforward. So now what you're able to do, and this is kind of an interesting thing, I recommend that you try this out so you can see what happens. If you aren't already in your contacts in your AttractWell account as yourself, then set this up and then text hello to your AttractWell number, right? And then follow the steps as though you're a lead. And what you're going to see is you're going to get notifications from AttractWell that you have a new lead. And you're also going to see that when you first do this and you are, and you're in chat here, when you first do this, you're going to see that the person who sent you something is just a phone number. But then when they go and they fill out this, when you go and you fill out this landing page, you can go and refresh your chat and you'll see that it will actually show your name now, right? So it'll just give you a more complete set of information for the people that you are adding to your list. So yeah, excited to hear if you guys have any questions or anything that you would like to maybe learn more about where this is concerned. And you know, if you're looking for any particular use cases or ways to utilize this in your business or practice. I found that one of the ways that I really like using this is if I'm working with a client and it is an accountability thing, right? If they want to be reminded of a thing on a daily basis and you don't want to have to be the one to remember to remind them of something, you can create a campaign that sends out a reminder at a certain time of day every day, and they could text in to receive it, or they could click that automation and receive it, right? But you do want to make sure you're following the whole set of steps in the system here, because you don't want to have 2 contacts for your one person, right? So your person who is your client, who you have a name and an email address for, we want their phone number to be associated correctly as well, because we want to be able to see on their contact card, did they open a text? Did they click a link in a text? When's the last time I sent them something? Did I send them that thing, or am I remembering wrong, or whatever that might be? All right, Renee says, I have a Zoom phone number and chat with clients through Zoom. Can I use this number, or is it better to get a new number? I actually had no idea that Zoom had numbers, phone numbers. If it is a VoIP number, if you got a VoIP number from them, so like a Google Voice or something like that, it might be something that can be ported over. If it's an existing VoIP line, there's a really, really, really high chance it can be ported over. So I would just reach out to our team at support@attractwell.com and we can help walk you through that. Yes, okay, yeah, perfect. So yes, if it was a Google Voice line before, you should absolutely be able to bring it over. And now you've got it all under one roof because we have Zoom too. So you don't need to have Zoom anymore because we've got Zoom and you could be chatting with your clients directly, which is great. For talking on the phone, you can receive calls, right? And so you can receive calls from, and can you click like a phone thing and initiate a call out? Greg, doesn't it work that way?
Yeah, you can. There's a call link in the contact manager next to every contact card. You can click that. What it does, it calls your phone number that you have on file, like or whatever your actual phone is. Once you answer it, then it'll connect it with the other person and they see the caller ID that's on your business number. So they don't even know that you haven't even touched the buttons to dial. It just connects you.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, you can set it up to receive calls at that number, even though it will be forwarding to your phone number here. And you will actually see like when you get the phone call that is like for, what does that show up as, Greg? So like if Jane's AttractWell number was connected to my cell phone here and someone was calling Jane's number, what would that look like for me?
So it comes in, there's actually a setting for that under two-way texting. You can either have it be your business number, whatever the AttractWell number is, show up on the caller ID, or you can have it be the caller ID of the person that that's actually dialing it. So it can kind of like pass it through the caller ID. If you do have it set up to be whatever your two-way texting number is, we just recently added a kind of a cool feature where it'll actually send you a text at the exact same time that the call is coming in. And if they're in your contact record, it'll show, or if they're in your contact database, it'll show you their details, so you can see that. But yeah, texting settings.
Awesome.
Perfect.
So if we go to two-way texting settings in our account, then you can actually set that up. And you can actually literally just type in texting up here and you can see the number. And then you can choose all of those settings right here, which is pretty cool. Got a really good question here from Bjorn about certification. So the way that, and this is sort of separate from what we're talking about right now, just for everybody who's in the zone right now on text, we are kind of departing a bit from that here. So Bjorn, with our system, we don't currently have, it is on the wish list, quizzes to test to test knowledge inside of courses. But there is a way that you can achieve what you're talking about. You would need to integrate the use of a third-party platform. I can't recommend one off the top of my head. However, I do think that Typeform might suffice for this. And really a lot of those services have the ability to embed that form on a web page. And if you can embed a form on a web page, then you can actually embed it into one of your lessons inside of AttractWell, right? And so what I would do in your case is I would set up your class just as you would normally. And then perhaps the final lesson of a particular module or whatever would have that quiz. It would have that quiz embedded on the lesson page itself. And then you would require instructor approval to proceed if there's any content that comes after that. And basically what's going to happen there is that they're going to request to move ahead. That's going to send you an email, like our system's going to say, hey, so-and-so is asking to move ahead. Then you go and you check your, your Typeform or wherever you're doing that, and you look for that person's score, and then you could manually go in and move them ahead. And in terms of like the certification, the number, the QR code, and so on, I would look for a third-party embeddable sort of platform that maybe offers that so that it's included. But the other option here would be to just have a quick little thing for you to do or someone on your team to do. Perhaps when you go in and you check their score, and you'll be notified, hey, go check this, this person wants to move ahead. You go and you check their score. If they've passed, maybe you just have a Canva template that has this information on it, and you can just export that as a PDF and then send that in your response to your person and, give that to them, and now they're good to go. It is a couple of steps, not fully automated. We do have quizzes, again, is something that's in our wish list. It's just not something that we have functioning right now. how to make it blocking so that they can't continue until they get to say 70%. So what you would do there is you would have them. So basically, if you have your class set up, or that lesson in your class set up to where instructor approval is required in order to move ahead, then you can send a message back to them and require that, and say, you know, you could go back and retake the test or something like that. There's open source software for the QR certificates. Okay, that's interesting. Sure, yeah, we love nerding out over software here. But I think that the easiest path would be to use something that exists already, that's embeddable, something like a type form. And then if they offer like a little, like we make a little certificate that shows somebody's score, then great. Otherwise, you know, just have a template like that for yourself that you can put together. Robin, I don't quite understand your reply. Is there a quiz or test format available through AttractWell? No, we don't currently have quizzing or testing as a feature in our platform. No. That's something that you can create your own quiz or test on a third-party platform and embed it in your lesson page, right? And then people can go through that in sequential order. But no, that's not something that we have here. And again, for the certificate of completion, if whatever you're using to embed that that class is capable of producing that, a lot of places where you can actually like set up a quiz, they'll actually produce these for you just automatically, right? You could just have that embedded, or you know, you have your sort of certificate of completion in a Canva document, and you just have that there, and you just go in and paste in the name and send off the PDF. It is a couple of extra steps again, but it's not a whole lot. So do you have documentation on the integration options? So generally speaking, Bjorn, if it has an embed on website as an option, then it's going to work great. Like that's basically it. It's nothing is going to integrate directly into AttractWell, meaning like it's going to display their score in your contact manager, for instance. That's something that you would be bringing in from a third-party place. Is there a way to allow clients to see the files I upload into their client file in the My Contact section?
You could, I suppose. I mean, you could give them the link. If you download, or I think if you go into the My Files area, each one of those has a link. You could provide that to them. They wouldn't automatically show up. You could put that also into the contact progress, like add a link into one of those sections, like here are the files I want to share with you. Those end up as being clickable links on the other side, and they'd go to their My Account area instead of the member area to see those.
Let me show you what Greg is talking about here. Okay. So this is the contact progress that he's talking about here, where the contact can view it. And let's see. And yeah, the files, maybe we could add this to the wish list. This is an interesting idea. Like, you know, maybe check the box and make viewable in the dashboard. But when somebody is logged into your vault or into your member area and has access to your vaults, they're going to actually see a My Account right here. Right. And when they click My Account, that's where they can see like the shared progress, if you have shared progress, or maybe potentially shared files. Cool idea. Great questions. Does anybody have more of them? Always happy to share. Okay, what level of membership is chat available in? I have two ideas I'd like to possibly use the Hello opt-in for. That's available at all plan levels with AttractWell. And included. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a basic and higher. There is like a lower cost starter plan where the two-way texting is extra, but it is available certainly on all the plans.
Okay, I have two ideas I'd like to possibly use the Hello opt-in for. Could one use it to receive a coupon code, then have it expire in a few days? And or could one use to receive a free resource guide? For the latter, 100%. you could use this to send them a freebie. Totally. For a coupon code, yes, you could send a coupon code, but we don't currently have settings that have coupon codes expire. So, so that would be, maybe it's just something that's secret and hidden, and nobody knows about it unless they fall into that particular trapdoor on your website. That's that's how that would work, but it wouldn't necessarily, it wouldn't actually be, this carriage turns into a pumpkin. Bjorn, Stripe is an integration that we have directly. So yeah, you would just connect your Stripe account and you can take payments for courses. You can take payments for calls, for memberships, all that kind of stuff with us. We do have as well, and we haven't really done a big reveal on this yet, but we do have a shopping cart feature as well. That is a new thing. That here, let's go. Store.
That one is still, yeah, I think that one is just for your account.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yes.
I
This is
told you
upcoming
guys
soon,
too
though.
soon. It's coming very soon. I just leaked it. Yeah, so we will actually have stores set up here pretty soon for you guys. I don't know why I thought that was so
It's on
yeah,
Jane's demo account.
yeah, the demo account has it. That means it's coming soon for you. But yeah, there will be a shopping cart released soon. Yep. So we accept Stripe, and then you can, of course, if you take payments through other means. I know for a lot of folks who are international to the US and Canada, that have maybe more popular payment options where you are, you could always embed a button that goes off to another place. There are definitely ways to get it done. And of course, if you ever have any questions on how you can hack that kind of thing, this is a great place to ask it, because generally speaking, if there's something that you want to get done that you could have done elsewhere with other software that's, vaguely echoing similar to what we do, like solid 90+% chance you can do it here as a way to get it done, and we can help you figure it out. You can use PayPal. You would be embedding a button. You would basically just be connecting a button. It would not, so Stripe is really the optimal thing to use here, because that's going to connect directly into your account. So if a payment is processed, then automation happens, they get access to vaults, all of that kind of stuff, right? So yeah, like Greg just said here, way better than I did. It doesn't integrate with automatic fulfillment. Skip Stripe and use Venmo. So Venmo is that's more like a peer-to-peer. You could certainly provide your Venmo handle, but it's not, again, it's not going to connect to fulfillment, right? Because that is, again, like PayPal, it's often more like a peer-to-peer thing. And and that's just for tax purposes, often it is important that you kind of have these things set up the way that places like Stripe set them up. So anyhow, you do have a lot of different options there. If it's embeddable, you can embed it, because there's code to embed, and we have a place for you to put that code and it can show up. So however you want that to work, just know that if you're going outside of the sort of AttractWell ecosystem, you may be creating some additional steps for yourself, such as, manually checking someone's score on a test, and, potentially creating a little certificate for them from a template, or, manually processing fulfillment if we're not using Stripe. So awesome questions, you guys. We've got just a few minutes more for any others that you might have. If you have any suggestions or questions on things that you might want to learn more about in using your system, making your life a little easier, learning how to simplify your business so you can focus on what you're best at, we are here for it. Oh, well, thank you, Bjorn. That's pretty awesome. Greg's really good at this. We're $1 for your first month if you haven't gotten started yet. And we do have free courses that we can connect you to once you get started. If you want to learn how to really dig in and design a course or program experience, we've got a course for that. If you want to learn how to create a funnel that can get people onto calls with you so you can sell your high ticket coaching and consulting or whatever it is that you do, we've got a course for that as well. And then of course, we're here every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern US time to help you out with whatever it is that you're working on in your business this week. So let's see, broader community beyond each course for students, any of the courses. Yeah, you can use, so that's kind of the cool thing about us, right? There are some platforms that are out there that were literally built to sell courses to as many people as possible. So essentially you've got a business that is based upon numbers. How many numbers of eyeballs can I get my course in front of? So a certain number of people purchase it. Perfectly fine business model, right? A lot of the software that's out there that accommodates courses is really just for that purpose. But with AttractWell, you don't have to have one kind of business model. You can do that thing, but you can also do lots of others. And so inside of our member area, you can have community, right? So you can have a free group where there is chat rooms and Zoom links, and you can record your calls and put them in there. You can have, course type information, maybe sequential courses that teaches somebody how to do an X, Y, or Z thing, maybe a challenge. We've got folks who set these up like sort of virtual yoga studios or virtual gym fitness studios. There are private communities where people are just trying to get off of Facebook for different reasons. And so if you check out our How to Move Your Groups course, or not How to Move Your Groups, our online course, it actually shows you all the different options. So you could actually set this up as a true course. It could be a coaching program that you run live. It could be a dashboard for private clients. It could be a certification program. You just need to add in that extra testing piece, or it could just be a free community, right? So you could have it just be a place where your leads are. And when they're hanging out there, maybe they can get sold that next thing that you are offering that's there inside of that same member area. So there's a lot of great options there. If you want to learn more about that, maybe set up a time, for next week, the same time next week, we can walk through some of those ideas that you have and help you get a plan in place for getting that going. And that's at attractwell.com/work review. And we can work together on this, whatever it is that you're trying to get started with. Classes to get started. So Cindy, if you're looking for sort of general, where do I put my feet first? A great place to start is going to be, let me actually just show you this real quick. Great place to start is right here. So if there's something very specific that you're looking to do, I would start here in the Help Center or go over to youtube.com/AttractWell. And I want to say, getting started with AttractWell, here we go. So this is a link that I would recommend that you maybe start with. There we go. So I did not put that to everyone. Oops, here you go. Perfect. So maybe grab that one. And what you'll find is as you are kind of getting through our different content, depending on the topic that you're looking for, we'll often have an additional resource that's available there to you. If we're talking about how to create a page, we've probably made that page available for you to just download into your account so that you can just modify it and follow through the instructions there. I would just start with, what does my business need right now? And then, next step moving forward. And again, definitely take advantage of the live review options that we have every single week, where we can set aside time. If you want to get a game plan together for your business, it's a great opportunity. We can get together on a call just like this, kind of narrow down what those priorities are, and then just get you started with whatever the right direction or resource is for you. So thanks for being here and asking great questions today, you guys. And we'll be back same time next week. Till then, have a great weekend.